Hello and welcome. I'm going to be doing my abs exercises for my current goal of doing abs exercises every single day. And I would like to start with I don't have a plan for this. I am just going to be going in and allowing the flow of curiosity to just guide me. I think it is the most fun way for me to get into movement, and it's also how I get the most bang out of the movement. I can still, yeah, take your time. I prefer to go in without a plan. I like to be guided by my curiosity and by whatever I feel inspired to do in the moment. Typically, that looks like me starting with one thing and then being like, oh, I would like to do that next. It's what keeps me coming. It is what keeps me energized and excited about movement. It's what keeps me showing up. Rigidity over ruled by flow. I love to flow, baby. And so, let's go. Okay, so since I've been doing my abs exercises for about 4 days now, I've decided to take it up a notch. These are my ankle weights. And so these are going to come in handy for my lower abs. I'm going to begin with my upper and full abs with my TheraBand. So I showed you this the other day when I had newly discovered this. So if you've ever done a sit-up and noticed neck strain, putting a TheraBand flat on the back of your head and using this as a sling to help support the weight of your head as you raise and lower your body is a game changer. I'll go ahead and say it like that. It's what helps me pull through and keep going when I know my abs are still strong enough for the next rep. Whereas if I do it without an aid such as this, doing crunches and sit-ups mainly move into the focus of this isn't feeling so great. And I have a feeling it might be the same for others as well. So I truly do hope that this helps you in some way. And now, let's take it for a spin. So I have my couch here. Typically, I like hooking my feet underneath the couch because this acts as an anchor for when I want to control my raising and control lowering. Again, as you might have seen, I didn't use a sling and my neck automatically is leaning forwards. And this is noticeable pretty quickly in that it's uncomfortable. And therefore, we have this. I'm going to adjust the camera. So, give me a moment. This time, I would like to try having my feet on the couch. Okay, so any noises you might hear, it's me sticking to the mat. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, think what you want. Okay, so I've got my, I have my ankles, or my legs resting on the couch. I might even go ahead and put them up like this in case I'm feeling like doing some bridges, which would be like so, which is also a great way to train glutes, thighs, legs, back, core, you name it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go without timer. However, I might just do a stopwatch so I know about how long I'm going to be doing these abs exercises. I've got a pretty great feeling it's going to be more than 5 minutes because you know, if you have the right help, such as this, it's a lot easier. And I also think it's pretty cool and brave of me that I'm doing this and sharing it online. Just gotta say that for me. Okay, so feet up here and you know, my first impression of having my feet up here is that I would like to go ahead and just hook my feet underneath the couch. Okay. Because coming up and down is a lot, you know, easier to control. I have a larger range of motion and therefore some more of my abs are getting targeted. I truly do hope that me putting this on my head and then sharing this out into the big old world is going to inspire someone to be like, well, I mean, if she can go public with this, I can do it at home. So, you know, let this just light fire to your drive and go for it, whatever it is. Do the thing. Make life easier for yourself. Okay, and here we go. Ta-da! See? Look at that. That's a difference. Because I have my feet hooked underneath the couch, I have a better hold and able to raise slowly and sink slowly, vertebrae for vertebrae. And I'm not pulling on this band. It's just here with enough tension to make sure that my head isn't automatically pulling forwards in order to pull myself up. And so, I like doing my moves slowly and more controlled because it allows the muscles to fully engage rather than just using swing and desperation to get through it. Because my goal is to get strong, not to just check off a couple of minutes of abs exercises. And so, I am an advocate for taking your time. I believe workouts don't have to be intense in that they're fast to be considered good. I like being slow and intentional with my movements. It also helps train my posture. Going slowly and holding my arms like this is also noticeable here. So although here I am targeting my abs, my arms are getting a nice workout because they're being held in this raised position. And you can feel free to take as many breaks as you like because you don't need to force yourself. If you take a break when your body says, woof, I've had enough, it will also give you the signal to say, hey, you know, that was a great break, let's keep going. As opposed to forcing yourself to a high number that you'll reach either way. If you, for example, have the goal of a certain amount of abs, crunches, whatever exercise you choose to do, you have the choice of getting there fast, quick, uncoordinated, or slow and intentional. And yeah, I mean, I suppose it's just a preference thing. You can do whatever you like. This is just mine. Maybe a TerraBand in my, like, black or something. that matches my outfit would be cool. I can go ahead and do a hold. Hang on. Oh, right. Don't use the arms. Do I want to try without? Okay. I'm going to tuck my chin to chest so that my neck is supported by my muscles. I'm going to tilt my pelvis slightly forward so that my lower back is nice and straight. And I'm going to do my best to keep my shoulders and chest open like so. I'm going to see where I have my hands. Oh my God. Okay, so this is not the most comfortable exercise I've ever done in my life. I gotta say, doing the slow and intentional crunches is my preference. Yep, that's that. So if your goal is to do 5 minutes of abs and you do them slowly, you know, the time passes pretty quick because focusing on the slower movement sure means you get a few less in than if you were just to bang them out. But you're using pure strength rather than the bungee effect of quick movement. And besides, this is an exercise that compounds over time. So you can do as many crunches and sit-ups as you like today. You're not going to wake up with a six-pack tomorrow, but do this again and again and again. A stronger core is inevitable. And doing it slowly, if that is more comfortable for you, means you are more likely to do it tomorrow rather than if you go all out, punch out a certain number at a certain speed, and then not want to do it again. What I'm doing here is I am lifting myself vertebrae for vertebrae, and I'm doing my best to do it on the way back down as well. I'll just do one more. Yep. Mm-hmm. There, hang on. Here? Yep, a little bit lighter. I was looking in the mirror recently when I wake up or throughout the day, and I've been seeing my abs, and it's a pretty cool feeling. Yeah. Okay. So I have these here ankle weights, and I'm about to use them. I'm going to be doing exercises for my lower stomach, and I think I'll do it like so. Hang on. Because I really enjoy switching between different exercises. You will see what I mean in a moment, because it then keeps the brain just actively switch. It then, if you just do one exercise for a long period of time, your brain's going to recognize, oh, wow, we've been doing this for a moment. If you, however, do a few moves or one move for a while, and then, yeah, I need that stretch. Okay, and then transition when you know, okay, I've had enough of this, I'd like to do something else, and then come back to this. So right now, I'm focusing on having my full back on the ground. My feet are right above my hips right here. This is my starting point, and then I'm lowering them about 45 degrees. Or, no, hang on. Let's say 10 degrees. I will show you. So, about here. Just to start, I prefer starting in a smaller range of motion to get my body used to the movement that we're about to do. So this is just sending the signal, okay, so this is where it's happening. Here, I gotta find the resistance, hold it, and then lift it back up. If you want to have it be a little bit more intense, you can go ahead and lower it more. See, if you notice here, I got about a 45-degree angle, and then back here. If we, from here on, bring the feet towards us, rather from the starting point right above the hips towards you, doing a slight lift, raising your tailbone from the ground, it is also a lower abs exercise. And it is a perfect pre-move for practicing the candle, which would be this. I know, it's not straight just yet. Here we go. Cool. Can I do it like this? I can practice. All right. So, I can either hold my feet like this, neutral, or flex. I like to say flex, or I like to refer to pulling the top of my foot towards myself, flex. This makes it so that the front and the back of my leg is fully engaged. You'll notice your muscles get nice and strong up here and nice back here. It also intensifies the stretch. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to see if you do exercises like these and you would like to have it feel a little bit easier, you can go ahead and put your palms underneath your butt cheeks. Kind of like those, what are they called? Lane liners in bowling alleys. You know, when you want to get that surefire hit and you're like, can we put those shutter things up? What are they called? Okay, so any popping or other sounds you might hear is the sweat on my back making contact to the wet mat. It is what it is. I could probably pull out a towel, except I'm committed to just pulling through right now because, you know, we're already doing it. Next time I might have a mat here, a towel underneath. I figured I might just tell you what this is. Okay. So, you see, I've just been doing this for a bit. It's nothing too crazy, but you definitely feel it. I've been pulling my feet a little bit over this middle line, which is also an option. Do a little combination. I like to do a tiny little bit of a raise and then lower. If you are someone who's just starting out and hasn't done anything like this, you can also have your legs up here and then lower it so that your toes touch the ground. Like so. Just until they touch. And then raise. Just until they touch. And raise. And let the core get strong in that position. As well as just raising your booty like an inch off the ground with your legs in this bent position. These are great ways to start with this move. Okay. Am I warmed up enough for this? I don't know. I'll see if I can show you this. So what I like to do is extend my legs. Wait, hang on. How do I do this in the gym? Extend and up. And then here. And then back up. Like this. Lower. Wait. And extend. I usually hold the bench like this. I'm not holding anything here right now. Yeah, controlled way back down. Control back it up, first here, and then that, and then there. I warm up in steps. I don't go straight into that transition. I first start with this, do this a couple of times, get my body ready for that movement. Then I do a couple of leg extensions like so, getting ready for that movement, get up, and then I play a little bit just here to prepare for this. I can also do it one leg at a time. For that, before doing a combination of that. This was a little bit different. See that? How, yeah, I'll show you from here. So I raise my legs are straight, and then instead of bending my legs, I just lower from here, have my feet above me, and then lower them down. Raise them slowly from here, transition up, and then back and over. It's just cool. And then you play around. You can go ahead, like open your legs. At some point, you can just try different angles. Don't start with that, like if you've never done it before. But you know, you'll get more comfortable in this position. And I recommend starting slow, because this is also something that your neck needs to get used to. At least mine did. The first time I did an exercise like this was in one of my classes when one of my participants, she did, hang on, let me show you this. Okay, oh, oh boy, yeah, I should warm up first. So see what's up with my neck here? So she was doing this and she's like, oh, this is so comfortable. I'm like, yeah, sure. I gave it a try, and the first thing I noticed was me choking with my own neck. I'm like, whoa, why are you doing this? And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it another shot. Because if I can see her doing this and she's not choking on her own neck, then all I gotta do is just get my neck used to this, do it often enough, and then I too will be a queen that does whatever this is called. It's sexy, right? And I'm sure it looks better if you're not here like red-faced and choking on your own neck. Again, so this can be a bit on the neck, on the back of the neck. So doing some nice neck stretches is also pretty darn advisable. Okay, so we're gonna keep going just a little bit longer. Here I have my feet on the couch. I'm gonna go ahead and raise myself up like so. You don't see it here, but I have a nice straight line from my knees to my hips to my shoulder. And then I'm going to, well, maybe. Hey, look, the mat just slid, and now you can see. So here, I am raising my hips up. I've got my pelvis tilted from this hand, from here, tilted forwards, so that the top is nice and flat. The glutes are engaged. My lower back is therefore also better protected because of this glute engagement. And then I'm going to lower myself. I'm choosing not to go onto the mat right now. I'm just going to go ahead and raise myself again and lower. There are multiple ways of doing this bridge. For one is like with your feet on the mat, start there. There is just doing the pelvis tilt, which is also pretty cool. You're just squeezing your glutes and then pulling your pelvis forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. This is also pretty cool. This is pretty crazy for your hamstrings, and it's also great for the mobility of your pelvis and hips. And it's just one of those spice it up kind of moves. Yeah. So if you get cramps, you know what to do. Just slap the shit out of it. I like taking a fist and just going at it because that just tenderizes the meat and makes sure that that buildup of the cramp is getting the signal of, hey, I hear ya, I got it, thank you. And then it goes away, which is awesome because your body sends you signals of like, what the fuck is going on? And then you say, ah, got it, thanks. Which is cool. Anyways, we're going back down. There are multiple ways of doing this bridge that I am currently doing on the couch. One of them being you can lift one leg and lower, like you could, sure. Make sure that your ankle is above your hip while doing this. Do try to make sure that your hips are level. That means they are on the same height here and not like one way higher than the other, as you might be able to see. And like so. Here I have my toes flexed and back up. Just do like 1 or 2 per side before switching. That keeps it manageable and keeps you, a little bit more balanced, rather than if you do 15 or 20 on one side and then got to do it on the other side, and then you want to do 15 or 20 and then you just don't do it. Because exercise doesn't need to be hard. You can just take it at your own pace, a little bit slower. Ooh, what if I'm making a stretch out of it. Okay, so if I pull my leg more towards me, as so, I feel it in the back of my leg. And it's just shifting the weight more here. Also an option. And then, as well as the frog position. I'm not sure just how much you can see, but it's basically, I have my feet like so, like this, on the edge of my couch or on the ground, depending on where you are doing your bridges. And then I push my weight into the sides of my foot right here, because they're facing each other, to then lift myself up. Same as the other bridge, I engage my glutes, have my pelvis tilted upwards, and raise myself. Having my legs out in this frog, or as I like to call it, straddle position, has many benefits for you. Because your legs are now facing outwards in the hip socket, your glutes are now in a completely different turned out position, which is now targeting different muscles than if you have your legs straight. I recommend doing both and all variations just to get that nice overall, getting it covered. Besides, again, I like doing moves, just a few of these, and then switching it up, because it just keeps me more engaged with what I'm doing rather than considering it chore. I know that every move counts. I don't need to follow a certain 15 of this and that 3 times, 15 of that and that 3 times. I can just do a couple of these, a couple of those, and I'm covering my bases while not getting bored of it, and then being excited to do it again and again and again. Because, it compounds. If you do this every day, because you make it easy, because you make it comfortable, you're going to get at your goal pretty darn quick. I know it. I trust it. And I expect it. I also recommend doing this in front of a mirror. Right now I have one right there, I've got one right there, and I also have the camera. So I can watch myself, how I am performing these. I can check my posture and then make changes if needed. Again, here now my legs are both straight rather than open, for that nice balance. There's something I want to try out. Hang on. What if I have my knees facing inward and my feet out? Hang on. So. This is my best attempt from this angle. Like knees together, feet out. What would that be like? Just try it out. Because this would mean that my, I don't like it. Nope. I feel it more in the knees. It doesn't really seem like it's going to be all that beneficial. Maybe I could work on the posture, but right now, I'm good. I don't want to. All right, back at it again with the normal bridges, because, they're gold, worth it. And I would say that's enough for today. And so, whoa, it's been 30 minutes. My goal of 5 minutes of abs has been long overshot. I'm super proud of that. It was fun and I didn't even notice how much time has passed, which is cool because, you know, you do it because it's fun. I now did something really awesome for my body today, which felt like play, and I'm ready to do it again tomorrow. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed following along. I really hope that some of what I showed you here felt like, oh, I can do that. I can try that out. Because that's the goal. I just want to get you moving. I want you to do the best for you. And if I can show you that it's not as hard as it looks, it is possible to do it at home with what you've got, and you can start small. So that's it. Yeah, that is what I wish. I wish for you to know that movement can be easy, movement can be enjoyable, and you can do it too. Getting strong is cool. Yeah, do it for you. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.